At the outset of the film, it is revealed that 300 years have elapsed since the culmination of a global conflict known as the World War, which inflicted extensive devastation worldwide. A spacecraft containing individuals from diverse nations is depicted, indicating a collective endeavor to escape Earth's desolation. The inhabitants of this spacecraft have been disposing of their waste on Earth, underscoring the planet's neglect. One day, a scientist stumbles upon a unique robot amidst the discarded refuse. This robot is distinguished by its hybrid nature, blending human and mechanical components. The scientist, intrigued by this discovery, transports the robot to his abode and undertakes its meticulous repair, culminating in the construction of a new body. Upon awakening the following day, the female robot, now equipped with a new form, exhibits curiosity about her identity and origins. She queries the scientist, seeking answers to fundamental questions. Who am I? How did I come to be here? Where do I originate from? However, the scientist is unable to provide any insight into her origins, leaving the robot in a state of uncertainty. The doctor explains to the robot, "When we discovered you in the trash, your physical form was severely damaged, but your cognitive faculties remained intact. We proceeded to repair your body, integrating it with a new human form." Subsequently, the doctor introduces the robot to the world outside, showcasing the bustling cityscape. The female robot, now named Alita, expresses excitement at the sight of the city and queries the doctor about its nature and authenticity. The doctor elucidates, "This is Sky City, the last bastion of civilization following the World War. It has evolved into a coveted sanctuary, offering a tranquil and prosperous existence that many aspire to attain. The upper class resides here while the lower class inhabits our world." Alita, now named, responds with satisfaction upon being bestowed her new identity. The robot doctor also discloses to Alita that all inhabitants of their land are employed by Sky City, as it boasts numerous fields, industries, and factories. Subsequently, Alita encounters a young man named Hugo, who admires her robotic body for its strength. The two forge a cordial friendship. However, their interactions take a sinister turn when a murder transpires in the city that very night. Unknown to Alita at the time, a notorious criminal lurks within the city, preying on young women, ultimately leading to their demise for the purpose of harvesting and selling their body parts. In a chilling encounter, Alita observes the doctor, her creator, returning home with blood-stained hands. This unsettling sight casts doubt in Alita's mind, prompting suspicions that the doctor may be the perpetrator behind the recent string of murders plaguing the city. The following day, the scientist's ex-wife pays him a visit, revealing that the human body integrated with Alita actually belonged to their deceased daughter. In an act of generosity and perhaps a desire for her legacy to live on, they chose to donate her body to Alita. Subsequently, Hugo invites Alita to participate in a popular city game in which she impresses everyone with her skill and emerges victorious. Afterwards, Hugo takes Alita to his favorite spot, a rooftop, offering a panoramic view of the entire city, including the looming presence of Sky City in the distance. He points out the largest pipe in the vicinity, explaining that all objects descending to Earth from Sky City pass through it. Expressing his ambition to reach Sky City, Hugo assures Alita of his determination to achieve this goal. Curious about the appearance of Sky City, Alita learns from Hugo that the doctor had discovered her amidst the garbage originating from Sky City, implying that her origins trace back to that enigmatic place. The next day, as the doctor leaves the house, Alita follows him, seeking answers to her lingering doubts. During this pursuit, Alita comes to the realization that the doctor is not a murderer, but rather a hunter warrior tasked with apprehending criminals. These hunter warriors are responsible for bringing criminals to justice, with their bodies subsequently processed at the factory in exchange for a substantial reward. With this newfound understanding, Alita witnesses the arrival of the serial killer, the same individual responsible for the recent string of murders in the city. Displaying courage and determination, Alita confronts the killer head-on, engaging in a fierce altercation that forces him to retreat. In a decisive move, Alita manages to subdue and eliminate the other assailant. Following the encounter, the doctor and Alita transport the severed head of the captured killer to the factory, fulfilling their duty in bringing the criminal to justice. This event serves as a pivotal moment for Alita, reaffirming her resolve to confront the dangers lurking within the city and uncover the truth about her own past. Following the capture of the criminals, the Doctor and Alita receive a modest reward of $20 in recognition of their efforts. Subsequently, the Doctor opens up to Alita, recounting the events that led to his transformation into a hunter warrior. He shares the tragic tale of when his wife and their daughter lived together. Their lives were disrupted when a robot created by the Doctor himself abducted their daughter from their home. Fueled by anger and grief, the Doctor took drastic action and destroyed the rogue robot. It was this pivotal moment that propelled him into the role of a hunter warrior. As their conversation progresses, a man named Vector enters the scene. Vector is revealed to be the mastermind behind the race game, a popular event within the city. The Doctor's wife is also seen alongside Vector, suggesting a deeper connection between them and the events unfolding in the city. As the scene unfolds, it becomes apparent that the Doctor's wife has aligned herself with Vector in a bid to secure passage to Sky City. Despite being a doctor herself and employed by Vector, her motivations seem to revolve around the promise of reaching the elusive destination. Meanwhile, the damaged robot previously spoiled by Alita approaches Vector with a grievance attributing its state to Alita's actions. Vector dismisses the robot's complaint, mocking its defeat at the hands of a mere girl. However, the robot asserts Alita's strength, emphasizing her formidable abilities. Vector seizes upon this revelation, assigning the robot a new mission: to apprehend Alita and bring her before him, presumably for retribution. In a separate storyline, Hugo escorts Alita to observe the race game, where he reveals that the winner earns passage to Sky City. Excited by the prospect, Alita eagerly anticipates the competition, unaware of the dangers lurking beneath the surface. After Hugo shows Alita the ship, revealing its historical significance as the vessel of the enemies from 300 years ago, Alita is captivated by its presence. Intrigued, she ventures onto the ship, discovering a highly advanced technological body within its confines. Determined to acquire this new body, Alita returns to the Doctor and implores him to integrate it with her own, essentially replacing her current form. However, the Doctor adamantly refuses, expressing concern over the formidable capabilities of the new body. He warns Alita that its inclusion could transform her into a menacing force capable of causing immense destruction and loss of life. Frustrated by the Doctor's refusal, Alita becomes agitated, grappling with her desire for power and the potential consequences it may entail. Subsequently, Alita makes a pivotal decision to become a hunter warrior, herself venturing to the factory and declaring her newfound role to the city's inhabitants. At a gathering in a club attended by other hunters, Alita advocates for the eradication of Vector's robot, identifying it as the perpetrator behind the city's recent spate of killings. This bold declaration sets the stage for a confrontation with formidable adversaries as Alita embraces her newfound identity and confronts the challenges ahead. As Alita asserts her new role as a hunter warrior, she encounters skepticism from one of her fellow hunters who mocks her diminutive stature and questions her ability to fulfill her duties. Undeterred, Alita swiftly retaliates, engaging in a physical altercation that leaves her detractor incapacitated and the other hunters in disbelief. Amidst the chaos, Vector's upgraded robot makes a dramatic entrance, its enhanced size and capabilities posing a formidable threat. Empowered by the modifications made by the Doctor's wife, the robot launches a ferocious assault on Alita. In the depths of the tunnel, Alita and the robot engage in a brutal and relentless battle, each determined to emerge victorious. However, despite Alita's resilience and skill, she finds herself overpowered by the relentless assault of her adversary. In a devastating turn of events, the robot ultimately succeeds in overpowering Alita, dismantling her body and leaving her defeated. And the Doctor arrive on the scene, aiding Alita in battling their formidable adversary. Together, they manage to overpower the robot and incinerate its body, forcing it to retreat in a bid for survival. With Alita's damaged body retrieved, the Doctor resorts to a drastic measure, integrating her consciousness into the advanced body salvaged from the ship. The following morning, as Alita awakens in her new form, she experiences a sense of comfort and empowerment, appreciating the newfound capabilities and resilience of her upgraded body, which even includes the ability to produce fire. Delighted with her transformation, Alita sets out to meet Hugo and reveal her enhanced robotic body to him. Upon seeing Alita's equipped body, Hugo is impressed and expresses his approval, acknowledging the remarkable upgrade. During their interaction, Hugo confides in Alita, expressing his desire to expedite their journey to Sky City. This revelation underscores the shared aspirations and dreams of both Alita and Hugo as they navigate the challenges and opportunities presented by their evolving circumstances. As Alita learns about the stringent requirements for entry into Sky City, she makes a selfless decision to help Hugo by offering her robotic heart to him, extracting it with determination. She implores him to sell it in order to obtain the necessary scores for entry into Sky City. However, Hugo refuses to accept Alita's sacrifice, recognizing the importance of her robotic heart to her own well-being. Instead, he encourages her to participate in the race game, expressing confidence in her abilities to emerge victorious and secure their passage to Sky City together. Upon hearing Hugo's encouragement and fueled by her affection for him, Alita swiftly agrees to participate in the race game, determined to secure their passage to Sky City. However, their plans are soon jeopardized as Vector arrives on the scene, offering a hefty reward to anyone who can eliminate Alita during the race. This incentive attracts a vengeful hunter who seeks retribution for his earlier humiliation at Alita's hands. In a tragic turn of events, the hunter falsely accuses Hugo of a crime, pushing him into a situation where he must resort to criminal actions to protect himself. Meanwhile, as the race commences, Alita finds herself targeted by the hired killers and hunters, all vying for the promised reward. Undeterred, Alita confronts her adversaries head-on, employing her formidable skills to fend off each attacker and navigate the perilous racecourse. As Alita receives the distressing call from Hugo, alerting her to the danger he faces at the hands of the vengeful hunter, she immediately rushes to his aid, abandoning the race in favor of rescuing her friend. Upon arriving at the scene, Alita confronts the hunter, unleashing her fury upon him in a desperate attempt to save Hugo. Amidst the chaos, the truth about Hugo's alleged criminal status comes to light, with the entire city branding him as a wanted man. Despite the mounting pressure from the authorities and the populace to put an end to Hugo's life, Alita refuses to succumb to their demands, unwilling to take the life of her beloved friend. Tragically, before Alita can intervene, the hunter delivers a fatal blow to Hugo, leaving him mortally wounded. As Hugo takes his final breaths, the grim reality of his fate becomes apparent to all present. In a surprising turn of events, the doctor's wife arrives on the scene and instructs Alita to sever Hugo's head, revealing plans to integrate his consciousness into a new body. Despite the heartbreak of losing her friend, Alita reluctantly complies, holding on to the hope of preserving Hugo's essence in some form. This heartbreaking moment marks the end of Hugo's journey and sets the stage for Alita to grapple with the aftermath of his tragic demise. As Alita carries out the emotional task of dismantling Hugo's head in front of onlookers, she does so with the hope of reviving him as a robot, following the doctor's wife's newfound compassion and desire to see Hugo brought back to life. With Hugo's head in hand, Alita brings it to the doctor, who successfully integrates it with a new robotic body after performing the necessary operation, thereby restoring Hugo to life. Both Hugo and Alita are overjoyed at his revival, as Hugo now possesses a robotic body similar to Alita's. However, their elation is short-lived as the doctor reveals Vector's deceitful nature. He explains that Vector dupes individuals with promises of passage to Sky City in exchange for exorbitant sums of money, a scheme that ultimately proves futile, as only the inhabitants of Sky City have the privilege of residing there. Furthermore, the doctor discloses his and his wife's origins, revealing that they were born in Sky City, but became trapped on Earth after seeking medical treatment for their daughter. Enraged by Vector's deception and the plight of those ensnared in his schemes, Alita resolves to confront Vector head-on. Her determination leads her directly to the factory, where she encounters resistance from Vector's machines. As Alita unleashes her formidable robotic power, she relentlessly takes down anyone who stands in her path, wreaking havoc and causing chaos as she makes her way towards Vector with the intent to end him. However, upon confronting Vector's robot, she finds herself gravely wounded in the ensuing battle, forcing her to the ground in defeat. In the midst of her pain and desperation, a surge of memories floods back to Alita, restoring her lost recollections of her past. She recalls her previous life as a warrior who fought in the world war that ravaged the world some 300 years ago. The memories of her fallen comrades and the trauma of being discarded into the garbage while severely injured come rushing back to her. With her memories intact once more, Alita pieces together the puzzle of her past and begins to understand the true nature of her suffering. She realizes that the owner of Sky City is responsible for the destruction and loss she endured, including the demise of her companions. Fueled by a newfound sense of purpose and determination, Alita embraces her mission to confront and slay the owner of Sky City. With this clarity of purpose, Alita rises from her fall, her resolve stronger than ever as she sets her sights on her ultimate target. As Alita grapples with the flood of emotions brought on by the memories of her lost comrades, her sorrow quickly turns to anger. In a fit of rage, she confronts Vector's robot, engaging in a brutal battle that culminates in her dismembering the robot with her sword. With her fury still burning bright, Alita turns her attention to Vector, himself swiftly dispatching him with a decisive strike. Amidst the chaos, Alita receives a call from the doctor informing her of Hugo's reckless ascent up the pipes to Sky City. Determined to prevent him from making the same mistake she once contemplated, Alita races after him, urging him to reconsider his course of action. She pleads with him to stay with her in the world they know rather than chasing the illusory promises of Sky City. Despite Alita's efforts to dissuade him, Hugo persists in his climb. However, before he can reach his destination, they come under attack from the owner of Sky City himself. In a devastating turn of events, Hugo is grievously wounded, his body dismembered, as Alita desperately clings to his hand in a last futile attempt to save him. As Alita tragically loses her grip on Hugo, he falls from a great height, leaving her overwhelmed with grief. Tears streaming down her face, Alita is consumed by a fierce determination to seek vengeance for Hugo's death. Driven by her newfound resolve, Alita sets her sights on Sky City and its owner, intent on ending the one responsible for her suffering and loss. With a victorious race behind her, she brandishes her sword towards the towering city above, issuing a chilling declaration to the owner of Sky City. With these words, the movie concludes, leaving viewers on the edge of their seats, eagerly anticipating the epic showdown that awaits in Sky City. Thanks for watching.